6 o'clock, so I said we were going to be pretty
That's fine.
pretty efficient.
That's very good.
In addition, that I have the, both documents.
Let me know when you're ready. All right, it is 6:02. We will call the Battleground Conservancy February 18th meeting to order. Are there any changes to the agenda? The annual gateway? Or is there another one you've got?
So the financial report is part of my section, but I have the director's oath documents for them to.
Okay, okay. So we will add that in as the director's oath. Okay, any other? Director's oath.
Yeah.
Okay. Minutes of the last January meeting, we had the annual meeting and the monthly meeting, so they're pretty extensive. Are there any questions?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes. I'll second. Both in January.
Okay, so is that for the annual and the
Yes, for
monthly?
both of them, yes.
I have a motion from Rick Oliver and a second from Ron Holiday. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. All right. Chairman comment. Dan and I went down to Indianapolis this morning. Oh, my paper round, and today was Indiana Rural Water Day at the State House. And it was hosted by the Alliance of Indiana Rural Water. And we met the two speakers and talked with them afterwards. Senator Eric Koch, K-O-C-H, I think it's Koch. He is the chairman of the Utilities Committee, and State Representative Kendall Culp, and he is on the Utilities, Energy, and Telecommunication. Turns out that Kendall Culp knows some people that we know, and the number 2 person on Senator Koch's committee is Brian Buchanan, and he gave us to get in touch with Brian to start the process of what we can do in next year's legislation to get conservancies included in the government funding. State Representative Culp thinks that he's got a bill for next year that he could attach it to.
Good.
It's a stormwater bill, but he thinks it could be a cost.
Great.
And he actually is from Jasper County, which is where I am from.
Hmm.
And his grandfather is in Benton County, where my in-laws were from. And
Small world.
it is small world. He's a farmer. My parents were farmer, my in-laws were farmers. So it was time well spent.
Good.
So that was that. It took all morning because we had to go down early to beat the traffic and then got back right before lunch, but it was time well spent. Dan will not be here this evening. He had another commitment. So when it comes time for his report, he gave me the highlights today in the car coming back, and next month he will submit 2 reports.
He didn't send anything out. I didn't see anything, did he?
He did not.
Okay, okay. I just wanted to sure if I
Yeah,
missed
he
it or
had,
not.
IDIM was here yesterday for our 3-year sanitary inspection.
Okay.
And the preparation for that, and then it took most of the day.
Gotcha.
So it was huge. Okay, customer service report.
Okey-doke.
And you sent it out too, thank
Yep.
you.
I always try to do that for Georgia.
There were 21 customer service reports for the month of January 2026. There were 3 shut-off requests, all marked closed. 1 was in the historic district and 2 in the north of County Road 600 North District. 4 usage related, all closed. 3 in historic, and 1 in the north of County Road 600. There were 3 brake related, all closed, all on the north of County Road 600 north. 3 water quality, all closed, all 3 in the North District, although one of those was related to the break that happened early January, right? Like the 6th or something like that. I think it's when the break happened up there.
Oh, the Flintlock.
Yeah, Flintlock.
The second
Yeah.
repair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was 1 lead related one. It looks like it might still be open. That was in the historic district. 4 billing related, all closed. 2 in historic, in the north of County Road 600 north. 1 pressure related, also closed. In the north of County Road 600 north. 2 miscellaneous, all closed. Both in the north of County Road 600 North District. As of February 16th, 2026, all but 1 report looks to be closed. Any question or comment?
What was the lead one?
I can speak to that. Someone received the mailing about
The mandatory mailing.
mandatory, and they were confused. They thought it meant that they shouldn't use the water at this time and were very concerned, and it was the way that the thing was. They have been confused.
And that wasn't our letter, it was a state letter that IDM makes us by, what is it, Indiana 120,
Yeah.
water 120. I got one of those too, they went by the age of the house,
Mhm.
and it was. So I
But
understand,
Dan spoke to them.
got them all,
Yeah.
thank you, Phil, that's a very thorough.
Yeah. Busy month. No kidding.
He thought it
Most
would-
we've had in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'd say is mostly, like I say, there's a lot of shut off requests and people moving,
letters
selling
going out.
houses.
Well, that, like I said, we've had quite a few breaks in January, so.
Yeah.
January's break month.
Yeah.
He told me in the car, he thought maybe there would be some because he thinks the temperature going up and down kind of affects the quality
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
of that too. and
Moving
the-
other ground.
Yeah,
yeah.
And the good part is they're all closed, all but 1, so.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, what was the other one? I wasn't sure how to classify that one.
Yeah. because of the letter.
Yeah.
All right, so again, he will do a report, an official report next month, for this month and the next month. But to keep you up on what's going on, he did receive 1 pallet, which is 100 meters. If I can read my writing, yes, it was bumpy, it was bumpy in the car coming back. He did MIDI reads on the 17th. He had to work on 2 to get the readings and replace the transmitters. We had 1 frozen surface, that he took several length of time to get it taken care of. The house is vacant, they're gutting it and redoing it, so no one's living there, but it turned out it was from the main to the meter, so it was actually our part that was frozen. And I think it took him several hours.
It carried over 2 to 3 days.
Was it that?
Was that during that real cold spell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be surprising.
So that was unusual, that was on
I mean,
our side though.
How
Well,
long
it
else
just-
they freeze, that's
It's just the way it is, you're not moving water because you're not using water in the
Yeah.
house, so it's just sitting there. Yeah.
Yeah.
And as it gets colder and colder, that just sucks that cold air down into the ground.
Yeah.
Depending on
So-
how deep it is and.
Well, he did get it without the pipe breaking and stuff, but it took a while to get it going.
That's good. That's
And then on the sanitary survey inspection, it's every 3 years. IDM is the authority. And he will receive the final survey results either Friday or Monday, and he will send it out to all the directors. But I've seen the preliminary and we did really well. From the one from 3 years ago, we had like a laundry list.
Yep.
And we got all that done. And on this one, it was some what I would call minor things in the booster building, which will begin, is scheduled to begin in the next 6 weeks. So, I mean, we've got that under control. But anyway, he thought temperature was some of the water issues. And also he's wondering if Oracle isn't cleaning out the service lines up on the hill. I mean, I know it's taken forever, but he's had some people that had some issues and he thinks maybe it's because Oracle's cleaning out the service lines. And we added it to the water to help keep the lines clean.
Mhm.
But sometimes until they get flushed out, it can show inside. So
Okay.
that's just, he's not sure.
Mhm.
Wellhead protection, he's working on it. Booster building upgrade is scheduled to begin next month in March. And we went to the Indiana Rural Water Day today. So
What about the, did we follow up with the gentleman up on Bittersweet, your neighbor?
I don't know if he's filed anything or not. I don't know.
yeah, he
Oh,
did
yeah.
contact Georgia and there has been a work order. Dan has it and they've talked about it. And the guy wasn't in a huge hurry, so Dan was waiting for it to warm up. But he is, if he hasn't, it's scheduled.
I haven't seen him up there yet, but
Good.
Yeah. So. Okay, that's superintendent report. Financial clerk.
We have the registers. One is the utility escrow transfer in the amount of $93,995.52. That was for the month of January. And the other one is your typical claims, although they're higher because February, the beginning of February is when we pay the 2 tower loans.
So,
So those are down on the 12th. No. February. And I drive those into them and hand them to them because we do not have capability, because it's not our loan, it's our developer's loan for the build, operate, transfer. So I can't do a
Direct pay.
online unless we open an account, and I am looking at what it would cost us to have an escrow account just for that there that we can drop the money into throughout the year, and I can just transfer it online and make sure that they're timely. I didn't get the coupon for one of them until 2 days after it was due. And there's thousands of dollars of penalty if you don't pay in time. So,
there's a way to set that up automatically. If you do that, you just need to know what the payment is ahead of time, though. That's
Well,
the struggle.
but-
If you have online access, can you view that though?
because it's not our loan, they said no. And it has to be something that we push, because in government, you can't have an automatic pay without you going into an account and setting it up and picking it.
All right, so is there an escrow account that we can set aside that would also be interest bearing so that we collect interest
Yeah,
on it and then move the
That's
money?
what my rep, she said that it's 3.56 right now. And that we could put the money in there. It's not as much as Trust Indiana, but it's not
But
bad.
No, that's not bad.
But it could sit in there and then when we need it, we pull it out and then
Right.
we replenish it as we're.
Are you talking about at Horizon or are you talking about at?
I'm
At Horizon.
At Horizon.
Yeah, because it has to be their account to connect to a loan that you don't, so.
So it has to be at Horizon.
Because like I said, we could like move money from Trust Indiana into the Verizon account as needed to replenish.
Yeah, the challenge is that you gotta know what that amount is, and it didn't sound like you.
I
got
know
that
what the
till
amount
after.
is,
You
but,
do?
for State Board of Accounts, I have to identify what's principal and what's interest, and unless I have the coupon.
Oh, from an accounting standpoint, so you know what the payment is, you can
Know
move
what
that
the
over,
payment
you
is.
just need to know what
Yeah.
the breakdown is. Gotcha.
But
okay.
you could
But you have to have,
code it,
you have to have the coding and you have to have the request voucher before you get the check. So
right,
yeah,
okay,
timing is everything.
right.
Good grief.
It'd be nice to set that up on auto pay where that it's in-
Oh, good.
or each 6 months, I guess.
Yeah.
6 months, isn't that how it's set up?
Yes,
Yeah.
ours is February and July.
Sure, yeah. Okay.
The town is January.
Rick, do you know off the top of your head on were those wells 1 and 2 that the steel door and hardware went on, or what? I was thinking it was either 1 or 2. That Haley's put that on.
Last one was 2, was it not?
Was it 2?
Well, I didn't go look at.
I think it was 2.
My nephew
Okay.
that took care of all of it. but,
One was done. last
Before.
year, or
Yeah,
the year before.
yeah.
Okay, so this
2
was
years
2.
ago, 2 or 3 years
Okay.
ago was the one down there on down from TC's, and then
Right.
Brooklyn was the other one, yeah. Right?
No, it was the same.
But there's
location,
two
just different wells.
Different.
There's 2 wells up.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Correct.
there's well 1 and 2.
Yeah,
So the golf course got a new meter, huh?
what's that?
Golf course got a new meter? Or is
No,
that-
no,
Or it just need to be replaced?
our well house.
No, it's not gonna,
Oh, they get one?
yeah. That was.
They did, yeah. Mm-hmm. Distribution repair.
Might have been story.
All right. Do we have any other questions? Are we ready to have a,
I move to approve the January utility escrow and the register of defense.
I'll second.
all right, I have a motion by Joe and a second by David. All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? And thank you for getting that payment there, Georgia. Good thing it's only twice a year.
We probably did get a new meter at the golf course, because now we're on Battleground Sewer, so I'm sure that,
He wanted the meter, yeah.
yeah,
Wow, you have to.
yeah. We had to.
Okay,
Expense we didn't see coming.
Oh, that's right, because a new line was ran.
Yeah, the
From,
county wouldn't approve this septic system that was out there currently with the remodel
Right.
project, so we had to put in the line that runs up the golf course, so right behind my house. is
right, because
where
they
they
tied
had
it to River Bluff, the
Yeah,
Illinois line.
Yeah,
Also in your packet, there's a fund report. And that's as of the 31st of January. You'll note that the payable, the utility escrow still has its revenue in it. Because I can't transfer that until after the last day of the month. Usually if we're still receiving payments, I wait until all the payments are posted and then calculate what needs to be transferred, and depends on when the last day of the month is. Sometimes it can move before, but this time it didn't. So you have your balance, your current balances in your operating and in your reserve include the amounts that's in Trust Indiana. You don't have that much in the Fountain Trust Bank, but that's what you have in the fund between the two banks. And you'll notice the,
So our total was 1.3.
right,
mhm.
the security deposit, the 604 fund, you can't do anything with. The unapplied cash escrow, you can't do anything with. And the payroll clearing. I was considering moving the utility security deposit to the escrow that is in the, if we do a Horizon account, to put that money in the Horizon account. Because when we refund somebody's money, we have to write a check on it. I have to bring it back to our local bank anyway, but it would get it, out of the trust, out of the Fountain Trust.
And that's a
Bank.
security deposit.
Yeah, it's an escrow, and it could just go over, if we start an escrow account at Verizon for the loan, it could go over there. That one and the sewer as well,
Would you combine them or be separate?
just considering.
That
That would just have to be separate, right?
I would
its
think
own
it'd have to
account.
be separate, yeah.
So.
Would
so
that
that's
would
just an
simplify,
idea that's out there, and I'll not do anything about it till we talk about it. Because we can.
Do we want to talk about that now or next month?
Yeah, more
They should come back.
definitely wait, because Dan didn't really give me anything about that.
Oh, I emailed that to you. After I was here down here. Was that Friday?
The salary of Canberra,
On those two attachments, but we can do it next month. That's
yeah,
fine.
deal these two, because I didn't,
You, yeah, you emailed it.
And I
to-
sent it to the
to-
directors,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
I don't have it in the format.
That's okay, we can do it next month. That's fine.
Whoosh.
But I did get the oath documents ready, and I have the letter ready to go to the Department of Natural Resources. They keep a log of who the directors are, so as soon as everybody's sworn in, we'll be able to send that off and get that done for instance.
Okay.
David and Yvonne did their oath at the meetings. But we need to do exams.
Oh.
I say we were,
You don't have to repeat after me, you can read it off.
so we're folks. We're delaying the
There's
next
gonna be-
meeting.
need those back.
Yeah.
We have a new director receiving the oath of office.
I, Adam Frimlin, do solemnly swear that I shall, to the best of my ability, strive to accomplish the purposes for which the district is established and properly to operate and maintain its works of improvement. My appointment expires January 2028.
So he's doing the balance of bills for your term, and you'll.
Congratulations.
Sign that.
Thank you.
Welcome.
The quickest filling we've ever had.
Yeah.
Been a while since we've been full up.
Yeah.
You know, one of the questions still about the still representative is how many directors do we have on the board? I can't tell you how many times I said, we're a small community, and we can't afford all this lead and copper on our own. I practiced, it just rolled right off, everybody had that.
So they all agreed
Uh,
or.
well, yes, that they're not that familiar with it, but it turned out the one guy had heard of them, and we talked about it, and he says, well, I think there's one down, and Dan was telling him where they were in the state.
Yeah,
And the other guy was saying, well, how many customers do you have? How big a location? How many directors do you have? So we were going back and forth and what our needs were and how we'd already funded our own 2 water towers, but this lead and copper mandate that they're coming down with, it's, it's over $1 million. And it's just, we need to get some of that.
assistance bad.
So he gave me his information to get all our information to their office, but they've only got like 8 weeks left in this session.
Yeah,
It's but
next year's,
from what I've
Yeah.
watched today and listened, it's a process.
yeah,
Because this is the off year
yes,
session. so-
correct,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
The next one is the big.
Bigger one, yeah.
I assume that they'll, if they mandate these lead and copper rules, I'm
They
sure.
already have mandated it,
It is
Well, it's
Yeah.
mandated, but
Yeah.
I mean,
but
there surely will be grants that come about.
Well, but see, a lot of that conservancies have not qualified for
Right,
only
Because
municipalities.
we're not included, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That was the
Because we're-
kicker on that, yeah.
exactly.
And we need.
So, and also I wrote down too, there's a SB 5 that is on lead and water line replacement and lead remediation, and then SB 247, which, I put my glasses on, it was wastewater utility, wastewater and water utility infrastructure. And those are 2 bills that they're looking at, which kind of brings our way. I mean, we qualify for,
hopefully.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we need infrastructure, and we have lead, the goosenecks to replace, so.
those are the currently being looked at.
Mhm.
Okay.
Those bills, so,
Do we have an expert that we can bounce this off of to see how this is going to impact us? Do we have somebody we can go to talk through that a little bit? Is there, because those bills, if we've got the right person that can help us kind of, like, I know, London Woody, someone like that, that can give us some advice with
Well,
regards to
we
some of that.
have. Was it last year, the year before, Dan worked with that company to figure out time to do inspections of each area to figure out how much time and money it would take. That was what, a year or two ago? when they did it?
So on West Street, we dug 3 holes in the road.
Those
Three,
potholes.
3 different, houses. And had a back truck come in, suck down to it, and we timed how much time it would take
Okay.
For cost and,
for cost.
but you're talking about if we
I'm
have,
talking about
if we have an
laws.
expert.
I'm talking
The
about
laws.
Yeah, lobbying and laws and those type of things, what I was referring to with regards to, who can we go to and ask those questions to see what the impact of some of these laws are, because reading through some of this stuff,
It
it's
doesn't make
not just, you'll get this snippet of it, the little bit, but the bills, can be pretty extensive. That's where I go back to is like, what are some, and I know you send some of this stuff out to us, say, hey, this is something to
Send you
be,
the links to
Yeah.
the ones, so the town belongs to the AIM organization, and they have a couple attorneys that do go in and talk to the authors of the committees about how the bills are structured.
okay,
And they're working this year, they've kind of made some corrections to things that happened to town funding last year that were could have been disastrous.
well, and that's what I'm concerned about. Yeah,
Yeah, so there would be a potential of asking them.
I
But
think Dan's a member of AIM, isn't he?
I'm guessing that the Alliance has a
Somebody.
similar,
Yeah, I said the
Yeah.
rural water alliance probably has a similar,
yeah, to protect their constituents in the Alliance.
It's-
They actually, it's where we went today.
yeah, it was the, where's my note?
Alliance of Indiana Rural Water.
Okay.
But they go by Alliance, but they gave us actually a card today that has the bills and numbers to call and for analysis of stuff. Actually, I made friends with the gal that was sending us the email. Cause I figured the only way, I sat and watched the room for a while, and I figured the only way you're gonna do anything is meet 1 or 2 people. So I kind of, Dan was working on his phone because people were calling him and doing stuff, and I just said, I'm going back. And then I was going back and I said, okay, come here, you're gonna meet her. Here's our 2 politicians, and we're gonna go over and meet these people now. And then when we got done with all that, we exchanged information, he says, well, are you ready to go home now? And I said, yeah, I am. So you may not take me back, but anyway, I wasn't gonna lead till we accomplished why we went down there, so. But yeah, they did, and I did like that, yeah, they actually, Alliance took our picture with the one politician, she said, would you mind? So if you see it somewhere, that's us.
On the webpage.
so it sounds like we have a contact and we have someone that can help us through that.
Yeah, I think Alliance could.
Okay. I just, it's just concerning with all the changes that are going on at the state level, how, I just don't want to get.
I know,
Left
that's
out.
why
Yeah, right.
I kind of
Left out or
decided,
blindsided by something that we don't.
Right, that we have no idea, and sitting here today, no, you don't know.
It's
Well, the
crazy.
big thing is that conservancies are always left because everybody assumes municipality.
Right.
and we're not,
Yeah, we're not.
and the senator, the state senator was asking us about that, but the state rep was very familiar because his grandfather had been on a conservancy for Iroquois Ditch up in Benton County,
Yeah.
and he was somewhat familiar with some.
Do we know how many conservancies we have here in the state of Indiana?
Dan thought about 50, but that's one of the research
Okay.
I'm gonna do, and DNR would have that because they oversee all
They
that.
do, okay.
Yeah,
It would be good to know who they are and to contact them, because obviously more voices we have at the state level.
he knows the
more
water
impact.
people,
Yeah.
and there's a big one down at
Most of the
Bittersweet. that he-
Conservancies are not water,
Right.
we're kind of out there.
He thinks there's only like 3 or 4 that are water.
Oh,
The
yeah,
rest
for
are
their
really-
water, okay.
There'll be lakes, there'll be dams, there'll be wastewater systems, but there's only just a handful that are actually water.
Okay,
Mhm.
And Dan would probably know that number.
Not bad to start knocking on those doors though.
yeah,
Yeah,
at least reach out, and, I mean, they're gonna have the same concerns that we are. I would
Right.
think.
well, because like I say, the small towns are just as affected as us. In
Yeah,
terms
absolutely.
of mitigation.
Yeah,
So,
okay,
So Carol, before I turn off my section, the annual financial report has not been submitted. It does require at least 1 person on the board to sign that they have reviewed it. You know, that can fall to Carol or anybody else that would like to volunteer to do that.
I will take this home and review it tonight. You sent it to me, but I didn't get it reviewed, but I will review it tonight and I will come down tomorrow morning, but when's a good time? I'll come down and sign it.
I think I'm out tomorrow, I think. No, I can't remember any meetings.
Okay, I'll be down mid-morning and take care of it.
So in reviewing this, what are you reviewing? I mean, just for. You know, because you don't do the books and all of that to get that detail. What are you reviewing? What are you looking for specifically to ensure that?
I'm
This
just
is
gonna
accurate.
look at what she's got.
Numbers adding up.
Yeah, and then it's in there, and if I have any questions, I'll go over it with her tomorrow.
And then at least 2 quarters.
Yeah.
Okay.
of reviewing.
I come down and,
Yeah, because every quarter someone reviews the books.
which we,
Since you brought that up.
we
don't
need
have
to
this
set
year.
that
Oh,
up.
yeah, we need this year. Tim, sounds like you want to volunteer.
There's a training video that Georgia hooks you up with that of things to look at, and then we have a director each quarter that comes down to audit. So we'd have first quarter, second, third, and the fourth. Okay,
And it's done
here,
within 30 days or it's done within a week or what's the time? So if you in the quarter, is there a time frame of when that needs to be reviewed?
no,
Okay.
Just needs to be, and you just come through, so bring out everything you want, that
that you
For that
request.
quarter and
Brings it- I just have her bring me
cross-reference
everything.
stuff and make sure the numbers.
The vendors, who it was, that the check went to, and
Okay.
I mean, we've got some stuff. I forget what, I've got some minutes that weren't signed, also some,
Yeah,
there was some financial stuff this time on the payments and stuff.
A meeting that Dave wasn't present.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I mean,
it helps us,
Those things, but.
it cleans up for when we have our audit. Cause the state will come how many years, every 5 or,
Or they try to do, or but the last time they did.
which we have to pay for, by the way. They charge us to come and audit.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
It's
They'll
okay
do it for
for
free.
that.
Well, let me know, I mean, as you.
So you taking down first?
Yes, who would like to do the
Are
first?
you doing first quarter?
Or will you be here? I'd like to go through it with somebody
Sure.
initially. That would be ideal, honestly.
Okay,
I'll
Yeah.
take second quarter.
okay, I'll take third.
I'll do fourth. What the hell?
Okay,
We'll put that in my notes.
there we go. All right, and yes, Georgia, I'll look at this tonight and I'll come down one morning.
The biggest thing that this is different from last year is that I misunderstood the assignment about assets. And we had our assets in there twice. So
Yes.
We went back and unsubmitted 24, corrected the error, submitted that again, and then put 25 in correctly, so. Dan looked over the assets and I did the depreciation for this year, and put the new numbers in, so we're good to go. And if anybody had committee meetings, here's the payroll claims. You only have to fill them out for committee meetings.
Okay, so is that all your report? You've done your director's oath and the
Right.
annual report?
And then I have the other item in your packet was my thoughts on minimum bill policy. I know there's a couple of people that are gonna meet with the town to have a coordinated committee about if we change our minimum bill structure, but these are things that the office deals with where we have to work it out for situations that aren't straightforward. And trying to be sensitive to people's situations, but remain faithful to policy that the director set, so. That's just me putting some thoughts on paper and let you wrestle with them.
And George, you spearheading that? You and I are on it.
We are on the
The
committee.
two,
It's-
but-
When they're.
Chad-
and
Chad,
Mary Jo, I
Chad and Mary
believe.
Jo, the council side of it, so I'll prod the group again, just to
Yeah,
see when we can meet again. Or when we can meet, not again.
if we could get that done by the next meeting, that would be great.
Yeah, we should
And
be able-
that everybody.
I think
agrees
that's how we
on
may
it.
wanna meet.
Well, actually,
too.
before their next meeting. 'cause
Well,
they
their
meet the
next
week
meeting's a week
before.
before ours.
Yeah,
So yeah, try and
Sometimes I find out if we're trying to have a meeting with, 2 or 3 of us and Dan, I just pick some date. I find out from Dan because he's obviously, but then the rest of the directors, I'll give them 3 choices and say, do either
Yeah.
of these 3 work? Instead of just everybody turning in
Yeah,
with
yeah,
that, I think if maybe you just pick
Yeah,
the
yeah, I
3
think,
dates and
you gave me
say,
your rough
Yeah,
times, like, and then I only have like,
but that was for this week, I think.
okay, well, I'll
Yeah.
email you and,
Yeah, just,
Yeah, so their meeting will be the 9th.
mine changes weekly, so.
Okay,
The town board meeting is March 9th.
Yeah, it's.
And ours is the 18th.
we got time.
Yeah,
Gives us-
well,
I'm trying to get you some
that gets here
information.
quicker.
from the-
Well, we can do it
Good
sooner
what
or
you
later.
Yeah.
but I mean, yes, thank you, George,
Yeah,
because
thank
you're the
you.
one on the front line that has things coming in.
I was trying to get you some information from the rate reviewer, the consultant, about different scenarios for collecting a minimum bill, but I think that you've probably seen them pretty much from friends and family. If you have an opinion which way you want yours to go, either with a minimum number of gallons or without, just a flat service charge. If you can decide which way you want to go with it, he can set it up to collect the revenue that you need, but he does need to have that framework to go on. And I was asking him if he had any samples of different scenarios, and I didn't hear anything back, so I'm guessing yes was a little bit.
What did Dan say the cost per meter is?
Like 135 or 165.
Oh, I thought it was 235.
235.
I thought it was 2 something.
It's
yeah.
when,
We'll call it 235. I mean, just as a
General.
general number, so we can recover that cost
overtime,
over time,
over the 10
over the
years.
10 years.
Mhm.
Cause I don't know of any other. On the bill, stormwater's fixed. Wastewater is just usage based.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's based off water usage, so.
the meter cost and your system overhead operating like the.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
Just
cause I get
like
into the operating costs covered would be
we're not accountable.
operating costs.
Okay, thank you, Georgia. Old business, we're gonna just table that till next month, but we do have it ready and Dan will be here too on the HR. But did anyone have any questions? We left the days accrued the same, but get half of them in January and then half of them July 1.
If that's easier to do, that's fine. I just hate, somebody.
Yeah, yeah,
I didn't want to have it and then somebody.
Yeah, I think chunking up is
Yeah,
easy.
he was just trying to,
Yeah,
That's fine.
that's fine.
But it
I mean,
was still
that'll
the same
capture,
number.
I mean,
But
okay, and new business. Well, we have our auditing set up and like I said, I'm gonna be following up on, and what I will do. Once I compile all that information on us, which may take me a little bit of time. On our conservancy for the representatives, I'll email that out to you guys when I'm sending in. So you guys can see what it is. But yeah, I'm gonna have to probably hunt up our contact down at DNR and find out how many conservancy and how many are water. I'm trying to, what the one state representative wanted is as much history and background as he could. So I said I'd do my best to,
you have that somewhere?
DNR does.
Do they? Okay.
And we have that contact gal because we had to work with her when we updated our plan. Her and Dan talked a ton. But yeah, just get that information, get information about Battleground, what we've done, what we need to do. I think anything that we can do to give them information
I
and
think,
educate them,
yeah.
it's just gonna be very
What
helpful.
we spent on the towers, all of this.
Yeah, I think so too. I do
Yeah.
too.
you just
And
have
what
a-
we've been, and this is how many customers we have, this is, what our
Right.
population is, we're not, as I said so many times, we're a small community.
Mhm.
And
Well,
we're not an affluent community, I kept saying that, because that's the truth.
Yeah,
Great.
Water breaks,
Oh, yeah, right.
One of the,
that's talking about system that needs to be upgraded.
Updated, yeah.
yeah,
That's
'cause
true.
we can hand them the district plan, it's like, that's our biggest historical living document, Also
You
thinking
go back
about-
the last several years, like some of them breaks have been pretty massive and pretty expensive to fix.
Yeah.
Yes.
So even the, what's it, Okra, where we did the survey and found out where
We were too well off.
Too well off and not broken enough. To
Well,
get.
And I did tell the one, the state rep that, and he was familiar with, because and then Dan was telling him how we went through bank loans on and how much quicker it was than this, and he said it was quicker than the state revolving fund, wasn't it? And he goes, yeah, it was. They wanted too much time and too much red tape. I mean, they're aware of some of this. But, yeah, that's a good, they were talking about, there's this bill about what they're dealing with right now is housing development and
So,
taking away some of the local.
Take away local.
And he's,
control.
and so I threw out there, I said, well, for example, we have a neighborhood that had 3 developers. And I said, would you like to guess where most of our breaks have been lately because of the quality of the pipe that was put in and how it was done? And I said, there wasn't enough valves to shut off. And I said, we're working on this and it's expensive. And I said, you've got to have more local control. And if you take, and he's good, actually. He stopped one bill because it didn't have enough in there, so they threw that one out, but it is a concern, so. Yeah, we did bring that up in conversation with him. I mean, the longer you could talk to people, the more,
yeah.
it just,
That's good, yeah, that's good, yeah.
So I guess that's any other new business. Ed, do you have any comments?
I'm all set.
Woo!
Do we have anybody via Zoom or anything, Georgia?
Nope, so.
Okay. Is there anything else that anyone else has to say? All right, do I have a motion?
Motion to adjourn. Second.
All right, I have a motion by David, a second by Joe. All those in favor?
Don't need a vote. That's
We
one.
don't need to vote, but we always do anyway.
But we can do it anyway.
First,
Gentlemen.